Welcome to Breakfast Talkos, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want, including Catch a Whiff, which you'll be talking about in this episode. We are your hosts,
Andrew
and Cash.
Okie dokie, today's episode is Catch a Whiff. We're going to be talking about smells. So, lovely smells, not so lovely smells.
Yeah.
So,
So what do we start with first? Start with good smells?
I'll start with good smells.
Alright.
Okay. I think let's start off with something that we all know and love. Play modeling dough.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Got it?
Not sponsored, that's why we did the thing. Or
Yep.
why you did the thing. I don't know why I'm taking your credit.
Okay. I think that play modeling dough is I think it's just part of almost all of our lives.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter where you've been in life, whatever you've done, you've played with play modeling dough. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds so funny. Alright. I think it's very childhood experiences. Like most people probably experience that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about smells here. So let's talk about the smell of play modeling dough. So I hate it.
Okay.
Right? I hate it so much. And I refuse. I think it was like health class or something. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you want to play with some Play-Doh?" I always said, "No."
Great.
It's gonna get all over my hands and it's gonna stink for the rest of the day and I can't even wash it off. I washed my hands like 3 times that day and it still smelled terrible.
Okay.
And I do not want to touch Play-Doh ever again.
I'm kind of with you on that, just a little bit.
Okay.
I think Play-Doh it's reminiscent, so that it's got that going for it, of course. But honestly, when you think about the base smell, it kind of smells like some form of illegal substance. Like in a way, it kind of does. Or like kind of like gas. I don't know what it smells like. I haven't smelled Play-Doh in a while.
I don't know.
But
It just smells.
on the base substance, it doesn't smell super great.
It smells like you have dirty hands. Right?
Kinda.
That's what I think.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
Alright, I want to move on to something that it is a food item that
Okay.
has a very strong smell.
Great.
Bacon.
Ooh. I
Smell
love
of bacon.
Bacon, not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by
Not sponsored by bacon.
bacon.
I like myself some bacon.
Yeah?
It reminds me of breakfast, because breakfast is good. You can put it in your taco, you can put it in your burrito.
Yep.
You can put it on your hot dog. You can.
If you can't, put it on burgers.
Breakfast hot dog.
Wow.
I
They
want
can
that.
put it on burgers. That's pretty good.
Burgers. And you can dip it in peanut butter, because that's also good.
But we're talking about smells
Yeah,
here.
it smells. Yeah, I'm like it just smells pretty good. Like smells like it's like pretty much a pretty classic.
Smells pretty greasy, but it's good.
Yeah. Very good. A very good type of greasy.
I don't know what it is about humans being lured into greasy things, but bacon just smells pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could wake up smelling bacon, the rest of my day is set off. It's already
Perfect.
good. Yeah.
You got your day set up.
Yep.
Okay. On the topic of food, let's talk about cheese.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, like, stinky cheese.
Yeah, the smelly cheese.
Yeah. I think some of those cheeses smell like a mixture of feet and bum.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I don't know how people can enter that into their mouths.
Yeah, and it doesn't even to all of you like blue cheese, stinky cheese lovers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the best. Like, it's fine in my opinion. Some people absolutely hate it. Okay. For all the smell, it's just not that great. Like, if it's like it smells terrible, but you bite it and you're like, like that'd be like sure, totally worth it.
I agree.
But it smells like garbage and it tastes okay. Just it's not worth it. Just buy yourself some like
sharp cheddar.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. So this is another food item. let's talk about the smell of coffee.
Ooh, coffee. I love coffee.
Yes.
Okay, well, helps you wake up. It's morning, back to breakfast.
Yep.
Love yourself some breakfast food, because breakfast smells good.
Yes. But we're talking about smells here.
Yeah.
So I think the smell of coffee. Do you think coffee is one of those things that smells better than it tastes?
Only at some point. I think most coffee all smells pretty similar.
Yeah.
And then, like, so bad coffee smells the same as good coffee. So when you smell bad coffee,
Yeah.
it tastes better, worse than good coffee.
So I think even if you just smell the coffee, you don't even have to drink it. But just the smell of coffee will still wake you up.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that because, wake up, my dad's drinking coffee or whatever. I'm like, and then, it wakes you up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yep.
It just
puts
a little life into your tired body.
Yeah, because that's why we're drinking in the morning. Because we want to wake up. I want to talk about the smell of time travel.
What does that mean?
Thanks. Okay, let me explain it. So, have you ever... okay, I'm going to do an experience. So, I was walking in my house, and I was having a great time, and then I caught a whiff. Episode name of a smell. And I was transported back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
This happens a lot, right, to me. Or sometimes it's kind of weird how it works, but it's happened at school, like today or yesterday or something. I walked into school and I smelled that smell, and I was taken back like 4th grade.
Yeah.
Of that smell in the elementary school. It's like, oh my god, that just brought back another memory.
Yeah. I think that's got to be like one of the best things. Like you're like walking down, especially if you're having a good day, because that adds to it. You're like walking down a hallway or whatever, and then you like breathe in, and then like,
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that back to good old days, back when we were young once.
Yeah.
Hint, huh?
Hint.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. That's a really interesting phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. What's that from?
Phenomenon.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what. What is that from?
I don't know. So we're moving to bad stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start with kind of bad, like on the edge of bad.
Yep.
Grass.
Oh, okay. I've heard some people really like the smell of cut grass.
I think the smell of cut grass relates in like the slightest to the to new stuff. For me, at least.
I don't know.
So this is very controversial. There are some people that are like, I hate the smell of grass. There are some people who are like, I don't really care. Like a lot of people. And then there's people like, for me, I think it's kind of a smell of time travel for me, almost. So like I walk in and I smell that grass and I'm like, that's nice, Good times. But honestly, it's not, overall, not the best. It's fine.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I smell the scent of cut grass. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Now get that out of my face.
Yeah.
Right, because you smell it for a couple breaths, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
You got, I do, give that 30 seconds. It gets old.
So your grass topic reminded me of the smell of lumber.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about this until you mentioned grass, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's the masculine
type
thing, but I smell nice cut tree or something, or I'm in not sponsored, a place that sells wood. I'm just, I feel very manly in that situation.
Yeah. I get you there. All the men out there, you understand us. Masculinity.
Yeah.
Back to the good old days, cutting down the trees.
Yeah.
That's in our DNA.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I mean, cutting down trees is kind of the same as cutting grass. But cutting down trees has a different smell of that wood.
Yes.
Right? Wood is very manly.
Yeah.
Right? Grass is not too manly.
Yeah. On the topic of grass, let's talk about gas.
Oh, you mean like
rhythms?
You mean like farts?
Either one. So we got the liquid form of gas, in which you pour into your car.
Yeah. What are you eating? Oh, you mean like the stuff you put in cars? Okay.
Yeah. Liquid gas they put in cars that explodes, and then they got the stuff that comes out of humans that also explodes.
Let's talk about toxic human waste first.
Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't smell great. I think it's just you're thinking not great smells, and it's kind of like the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, and it's funny bringing it back to cheese. I mean, I don't know where they're getting the cheese from.
No idea.
But it doesn't smell good.
Maybe back in when they were creating words, and they were eating some blue cheese or something, and they were like, "Ooh, man, that cheese smells terrible." And then someone farted, and they were like, "Man, that fart smells exactly like that cheese. Let's call it cheese." But then they were like, "No. I can't just call it cheese.
I cut the cheese."
Yeah, I cut the cheese.
Yeah.
And then they just so just put a verb in front of it.
Maybe.
And then another guy the one guy we haven't talked to, he cut the cheese and he was like, "Whoa."
Yeah. It has the same smell, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that does make sense. I never thought about it that way. So let's talk about exhaust fumes, gas. So I walk to and from school.
Yep.
And I get a lot of cars I drive by.
Of course.
Mostly old trucks have that smell.
Yep.
Some old trucks are like, manly, right?
Yep.
But some, they drive past.
Those
trucks
really walk past.
And I just smell like terrible gas fumes mixed with the smell of cigarettes.
Yeah, that is not a good smell.
Yeah. That combination, I've smelled quite a few times.
Yeah.
Like a car drives by and I smell cigarettes and it's not good. But just pure gas fumes smells good. Yeah.
Well, not super great. I'm okay, you can take, it's kind of like grass. Gas kind of like grass.
Yeah.
Okay, it's you can smell it for give it 1-2 breaths. And then it's oh yeah, maybe not. Also, you don't want to be because it's literally CO2. It will kill you if you breathe it in too much.
And see, that's the beauty of it coming from a vehicle when you're walking. Because the vehicle drives by, you smell it for a few seconds, and then the vehicle's long gone.
And you don't want to that wave we've talked about on our last episode on smell. A wave passes by.
Yeah. Brody.
Yeah, Brody. So when that wave of exhaust smell, you don't want to be because it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But that little a little sniff.
Yeah.
That is good.
So we're starting to wrap this up. So let's try to end this on a higher note. Campfires.
Hey.
Smell of campfires. Now for me, this is kind of good and bad.
Yeah.
Because the smell of campfires, again, manly.
Yeah.
Right. Campfires is kind of like burning wood.
It's burning wood.
Which is also very manly.
The two things that we've mentioned are manly, exhaust and wood, mixed into
combined.
One.
Crazy, mind-blowing.
Yeah, boom. You're fire, men.
And in many situations, that smells good because it also, time travel, it takes you back to other memories of you making s'mores or whatever.
Yep.
Not
sponsored.
But sometimes, when the smoke is being blown right in your face.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time you move your chair,
there's a difference. So you can smell campfire or the light smell smoke, and then there's the difference of smelling smoke. Because smoke smells terrible. Smoke is a smell where you smell it and you're ew.
Yeah.
And it makes your eyes water. Smoke, terrible. I hate it. Especially if you get a whiff of it in your face.
But the air around it smells good. They're around the smoke. You
Yeah.
don't want to get slapped in the face with smoke, because that is not a good experience. And also, after you've had a campfire and you smell it on your clothes and on yourself for the rest of the day, that is not enjoyable.
Not for the rest of the day.
Even after I take a shower, I can still smell the campfire on myself, and it's just not as great. People smell weird.
Boom. Reference.
Boom.
That's the very first. Yep.
It's been a long time.
It's been almost.
We're almost hitting 20 episodes soon.
Yeah. Almost.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And you listeners, thank you for listening to this episode of Breakfast Tacos. We post a new episode every Monday morning on YouTube and Spotify, a couple other places. You can, our email is somewhere.
Yeah, you'll look for it.
Yeah,
It's a scavenger.
You'll look for it. We'll give you a hint. It's on YouTube in the About tab. You have to click the thing.
Yep.
Email us. We'll respond to your emails if they're family friendly.
Yep.
And that wraps it up.
Yeah.
We'll see you next Monday.
Ba-ba-ba-na-na. Na-na-na-na.
Manamana.
Ma-na-na. Ba-ba-ba-na-na.